They have to move in like 4 days. It's an expensive lease. We don't really know why they're leaving. They have cats going to be smoking in the unit. I didn't have to drive across the city to do the showing to know they were not going to be a suitable fit for this property. Hey guys, Jeff here. I'm just sitting at my open house, agent open house. We got a bit of time before anybody shows up. So I wanted to give you guys a bit of landlording tips, a bit of tenant screening tips. But first of all, make sure you guys are smashing that like button and you're hitting subscribe. We're gonna have a lot of tips coming up, a lot of real estate investor tips, agent tips, and like landlording tips in general. So just want to talk about something that happened to me this week. It was a very expensive listing for a lease, and people called me saying that they needed to get into the property. They wanted to rent it within the next couple of days. So a couple bells were going off in my head, like, okay, it's an expensive property, but you need it in a couple of days. You got to find out why. So are they being kicked out of their other apartment, something like that? You start to kind of quickly ask them the story on the phone, and this is going to save you a lot of time. I started asking her, like, what was her job? And she said, well, she worked here, but then it's also going to be her boyfriend and 2 other friends. And I didn't like that there's going to be potentially so much occupants. This wasn't even for one of my listings, it was for one of my clients' listings. Didn't like that there's going to be so many occupants. Then I started re-asking more questions, like, okay, well, who's going to be on the lease? Is it going to be you and your boyfriend, or are these all 4 names? It's just going to be me and my boyfriend. It's like, she doesn't even know. So like a couple things are going off, like this is kind of sounding a bit sketchy. Then I ask her, what kind of pets do you have? I don't ask, do you have a dog or cat? I say, what kind of pets do you have? You never know if they have a python or something like that, right? You try to get it out of them. Ask them open-ended questions. She says she has 2 cats. Okay, you know, there's gonna be perfect tenants with 2 cats, but because of the series of things that I didn't like that she had 2 cats now. And potentially my landlord wouldn't like that she has 2 cats. Then I ask the funny question of, do you prefer smoking or non-smoking units? And like they must think that I have smoking units and non-smoking units. I don't. I just want to see what they say. And then she said, oh, we smoke. Most of the time, the tenants will tell me they smoke, but we always smoke outside. This person just said, oh, we smoke. So she didn't even try to cover up that she would always smoke outside. So then I'm like, okay, they have to move in like 4 days. It's an expensive lease. We don't really know why they're leaving. They have cats. They're potentially going to be smoking in the unit. And then I pretty much, well, she could barely give me the time of day on the phone because she was too busy driving around looking at other showings that day while she was calling me and like directing her friend like how to turn left and right to find a new apartment they were looking for. So I pretty much gave the don't worry, I'll let you know, and if she kept bothering me, I would have just sent her my application for her to fill out the application before I would have given her the showing. Benefits of this, I didn't have to drive across the city to do the showing just to waste my time, so I was able to screen them on the phone quickly to know they were not going to be a suitable fit for this property. And if you're doing it for your own, do this as well. When I was brand new landlord, I would have ran there in 2 seconds because they had interest in this property. Now I value my time so much more better because they were just gonna waste my time. So that's a tip. I'll have to try to put them together in like a nice PDF and put them out in an ebook for you guys, like landlord screening questions. There are written ones, but the more you get better at it, you can just kind of like remember a few of them and ask them on the phone if they catch you on the fly during a listing and they're calling you, and then that'll save you a lot of headache later on, because how many people, yes, it's expensive listing, got it done, and 2 months into it, they're like tenants from hell. Remember, usually you can cut out a lot of this in the pre-screening. Did they fill out the applications properly? Did they message you saying, hi, my name is so-and-so, I'll be moving to this city, I'm gonna be starting this job on this day? Or do they just say, hey, is it available? Hey, is it available? Across a lot of platforms. Guess what? You're not that important to them. I don't put that much effort back into them. So stand your ground and get some good tenants.